Children, now we will go ahead with the chapter and we look into the topic, the coming of socialism to Europe. Children, as you know that two revolutions happened in Europe. One was the French Revolution and the Industrial Revolution. Now both had a huge impact not only in Europe but to the rest of the world. Now French Revolution, as you know, the three principles of equality, liberty and fraternity had inspired many people in many countries. And even Industrial Revolution had a huge impact and a vast transformation happened in Europe because now goods were made with machines. Children, now let's look into coming of socialism in Europe. Now before this French Revolution happened, there were certain problems, isn't it? The society was divided into estate system. We have learnt about first estate, second estate and third estate in France. Okay, so there was a problem before this French Revolution happened. Industrial Revolution happened, and we are seeing that the factories were owned by rich people who owned the factory, and the rich people, that is called as private property, they had lots of property, and to have production done in these factories they needed workers. So they used to employ these workers, pay them low salaries, and long hours of working would happen. And then we see the problem of the gap between the rich and the poor was increasing because these owners, factory owners, would never share the profit with the workers. They kept them with minimum salary, with long working hours, but never shared their profits with them. So we see these two problems were increasingly happening, and then if the problems increased, then we needed a solution. So what was the solution for the French Revolution? We see the solution happened when they did not like the estate system. The estate system was abolished, and it created a society where people were equal, and this idea of equality, liberty and fraternity generated. Now with industrial revolution, now since they did not want the property to be in the private hands, with rich individuals, they wanted a society where the means of production or the profit that is generated would be collectively owned by a group of workers or the government, and it won't be concentrated only in the hands of rich individuals. It should be shared. So this was the solution that they came up after the French Revolution, you see, and the Industrial Revolution. Now, children, we will come to a new concept called capitalism. Now, what is capitalism? Now, rich individuals, wealthy individuals who own factories, okay, they were called as capitalists, okay, and that's how we come up with this theory of capitalism. Now, what is capitalism? It means that the means of production is owned by a rich individual, okay. However, who does the production in the factory? Yes, it is the workers who put in hard work, hard labor, and they produce goods in the factory, okay. So whatever goods are produced, actually they are sold, and the rich individuals earns huge profits on the work done by the workers. But the profit is not shared by the workers, it is only kept by this capitalist or the person who owns the factory. So such type of a society was called as capitalist society or an industrial society. Now people did not like this, that the profits to be shared. They thought that the rich individuals who own the factories must work towards the welfare of the people, must look after their workers because they are putting in so much of hard work, and because of their hard work they are getting profit, so this profit should be shared. Now how? This was a big problem, isn't it? Now for this problem a change was required. So what was the new change? Yes, they came up with the concept of socialism. Now, children, people were against rich individuals who owned factories because they hardly worked for the welfare of the workers and they did not share the profits with them. So they wanted to uh, bring solve this problem, and the problem was solved by bringing in the principle of socialism. Now, what is socialism? It is a type of society where the means of production would be collectively owned by the workers or by the government. And so the profit that is generated is to be collectively distributed among the workers, and their main intention of making goods in the factory was not to earn profit but towards the welfare of the workers, so that they live well, healthy, and they get enough money to support their families. So they wanted that we will, whatever production is used, we don't want to earn profit on that, but in spite the all that profit that is generated should be used for the workers who are working so hard in the factory. Children, now let us look into some ideas brought about by many other people who believed how the society should be, and they had their own dreams and visions of the society. Now, two of them were Robert Owen and Louis Blanc. They believed in the system of cooperatives. Now, what is cooperative? Now, what cooperative means? It is an association. You can see a group of people who got together, who produce goods together, and whatever profit is earned, it is divided equally among the all. You can see this cake piece is divided equally among all. So that is a cooperative society where people collect together, they produce the goods together, and then whatever the profit is earned, it is shared equally among all. So you can see here the cake pieces cut equally and divided equally among all. That kind of a society is called as cooperative society. So you see, children, Robert Owen believed in a cooperative society, and he built a society, a community called New Harmony in Indiana, USA. And even Louis Blanc, he also believed in the cooperative society, and he said we must replace it by capitalist enterprise. Now we do not want rich individuals who are owning factories and exploiting the workers, but we must have a cooperative type of society where everyone works together, profit is made and then shared equally among all. Children, there were other two important visionaries who believed how the society should be. There was Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. They believed that the industrial societies were capitalist society. Yes, they believed that anyone who owns the industries, who the rich individuals, wealthy individuals who owned a factory were actually capitalists. And I told you what is capitalist means. Whatever profit is earned is only kept by the rich and wealthy owner. He does not share the profit among the workers. All the workers are working hard and producing the goods, and because of their hard work, he is getting profit, isn't it? But he should distribute that profit for the welfare of the workers, but he doesn't do it. So they believe that every industry which is owned by rich individuals is a capitalist society. So all these people, okay, what was their vision? Now they wanted a change from this capitalist society. All were against capitalism and rule of private property. They did not want this. They believed that property should be socially controlled by the workers and the government, and equal distribution of profit should be given to the workers. So now, children, when this happened, what kind of a society will be formed? Yes, this would lead to a communist society where there would be no class, everyone is considered equal among people, and people will live in peace and harmony. So they were working towards a new kind of a society which is called as communist society, or the idea of socialism. So children, you see, by the mid of 19th century, the idea of socialism had become well known and it spread through Europe. Okay, everyone was talking about this new concept of socialism. I repeat now, what is socialism? They believe that factory owners or the capitalists earned huge profits because of the hard work being put in by the workers. But these factory owners did nothing to look after the welfare of the people. In fact, they were all against private property and they felt this was the root cause of all social evil. So, this idea now was liked by everyone, it spread throughout Europe. And to make sure that this concept carries on and to coordinate the efforts of all the people so that the effort doesn't go waste, an international body was formed where everyone joined together with this idea, and it was called as the Second International. So you can see here this nice figure that is there. Everyone is working towards the concept of socialism. Yes, together we achieve everything. Okay, that's the concept. We see in many European countries they started making associations and they worked and fought for better working conditions. They fought for this theory of socialism for the workers. In Germany, you can see association was formed which was known as Social Democratic Party, and short form is SPD. You can understand it is not in accordance with the full form, but this concept was developed in Germany. A party was made and people who liked this idea of socialism started joining this political party. Then in other countries also we see in Britain a Labour Party was formed and all the socialist people who believed in it started joining this party. Then again in France we also see that they who were in support of socialism, as a party was formed called as Socialist Party in France. So in three places we have seen, France, Germany and Britain, associations were formed to support this idea of socialism. So it is gathering momentum and people are liking this idea of socialism. Children, this idea of socialism started gathering momentum and everywhere in Europe it spread. This idea spread, and by 1915 everyone was forming an association to fight. Why did they form this association? Because they liked the idea of socialism and they fought for better living conditions of the workers. They set up funds for members who were in distress, reduction of working hours, and they fought for the right to vote. So these were the three things that they did, that working conditions, working hours should be reduced, and they fought for their right to vote. So children, let us recap whatever we have learned. Socialism was inspired by two revolutions, as I told you, French and Industrial Revolution. French society was divided into a state system which later got banned, and the principle of equality, liberty and fraternity helped to create an ideal society in France. And with the Industrial Revolution we see that the gap between the rich and the poor were increasing. The rich were becoming richer and the poor were becoming poorer. Okay, so then we see that the industrial system created a society of capitalism, and in order to solve this they wanted a new type of a society which is based on the principle of socialism. They created a society where the means of production will be collectively owned by the society and not by rich individuals. And socialism was brought as a solution to capitalism. Says, okay, let's do away with capitalism. Again, I tell you what is capitalism. A factory are owned by rich individuals. Okay, so they wanted to do away with this. And what is capitalism? Where the means of production is only owned by a rich or a wealthy person. Okay, so this idea of socialism started coming up. That was a solution to capitalism. Okay, and what is socialism? It is a society where the means of production would be collectively owned by the workers or government, and many came in support of it. You can see Robert Owen and Louis Blanc. They believed in the system of cooperatives. Now what are cooperatives? They are associations where a group of people work together to produce good and then share the profit equally. Now Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels believed that industrial society were capitalist. They believed that This is the root cause. People who have private property and are not sharing the profit with the workers are the root cause of all social evils. So they must do away. They were against capitalism and believe that property should be socially controlled on the basis of socialism. And then, so what will be the solution? It would lead to what kind of a society? A communist society where there would be no class and everyone would be equal. Okay, so this principle of socialism would lead to which type of society? A communist society. And what is a communist society? Where there is no distinction between rich and poor, everyone is considered equal. Children, then we see that this idea spread through Europe and it gathered more momentum by the formation of an international body called Second International. And then we see small associations coming up in various places in Europe. In Germany, it was the Socialist Democratic Party. In Britain, it was the Labour Party. And in France, it was the Socialist Party.